going on, Dave?
It's raining.
Guys, right, firstly I need to apologise for the videos. I will say this, we have about 6 hours worth of footage that we filmed since Wednesday on the E90, on my car, and I just haven't had a chance to edit it. We're supposed to be going to test and tune, there's water on the lens, in about an hour, and we've just had problem after problem with the E90. We got the inlets on, got the car put back together, started it up, done a transmission flush, all of which we have footage of, and then took it for a drive that night, did some draggy runs with it, and it was just slow.
It was not as quick as you would think a Stage 2 Plus car would be.
Yeah, so it was running from Richard. It already had MHD Stage 2 Plus on it. Obviously it's got the Vargas hybrid turbos. It's now got inlets. It was only running on 98, but we thought it was going to be a little bit quicker than it was. We hadn't actually loaded the MHD license at that point, so we hadn't done any logging, but we just sort of made or come to the conclusion that that car was not going to run well on an OTS map. So that night,
basically,
we were out for 8. We did quite a lot of logging. We did 60-foot testing to try and work out how to get that car off the line, because we'd never actually driven that car in anger because of the condition of the oil when we first got it. So now that it had good, fresh, clean oil, engine all looked good underneath, had the sump off, everything was looking sweet, we started beating on it a bit. Now, it has got an LSD, and to be fair, it was pretty good at 60 foots. It
was not too bad. Not too bad at all. But just throughout the whole pull, from 0 to 100, whatever we were doing, the car wasn't happy.
It didn't feel right. Like, it was getting throttle closure, it was just doing some strange things.
And as we were coming up to test and tune and we were about to go quarter mile racing, literally got home and started talking to HT Performance Tuning to get his ideas, and he said, like, in an ideal world, you wouldn't run a full bolt-on car, especially with hybrid turbos, on an OTS map.
No. So, yeah, we made the decision, we're going to put HTE tune on it. That was Thursday night? Yeah, it must be Thursday night when you were talking to HTE, and Scott, who's now got a custom tune on his car, who's supposed to be coming today. Anyway, we got the map, because of the hour difference, we got the map on the car. No, we also had the problem with the N20 map sensor. So the car only had a standard map sensor on it. We managed to source an N20 map sensor last night, Friday night. We got the map sensor on, then we could load HTE's tune.
Yeah, the tune had already come through, so once that was in, we then had to load the tune, but the fuel tank was pretty much full of 98. So we had, and it was an E50 tune because we were going racing, so we then had to siphon some fuel out to try and get the ethanol content right. It doesn't have an E-sensor or anything.
What does the fuel taste like, Dave? It wasn't a smooth siphoning process.
No.
Anyway, it's been a crazy couple of days. And we got HTE's map on at 12:30 this morning. So, what's the time, David?
20 to 1 in the morning.
20 to 1 a.m. We're going to test and tune today, but what we're actually doing first is loading the first revision of an E50 tune for this car. And then we're going to go do some logs.
Yeah, typical 0 to 60 fashion.
Took it for a drive, and the car's still slow as hell.
Yeah, still doing the same thing, behaving in the same way. However, this time, which we didn't realise straight away because cruised out with the windows up, not making noise, but as soon as you put the windows down, you can hear a bit of wastegate rattle as well. So
we're thinking there's something going on with the boost solenoid. So I think we were messing around with that car, and HTE was trying to make adjustments in the tune to offset any hardware issues. So I think we've had 3 revisions on that car, and at 2:30 a.m. this morning we decided it's got a hardware problem. Now, it doesn't throw any codes, it doesn't throw any 30 FFs, it just doesn't make as much boost as it should. Now, even on the OTS map, it was hitting around 15 or 16 PSI, which I thought was a bit low, but it didn't set off alarm bells. However, HTE was basically setting it up to run over 20 PSI, and all it can do is about 14 PSI. So it's limited to that boost for some reason. A lot of revisions last night. At 2:30 we called it and thought we're going to have to try and get some boost solenoids. We have located a set of boost solenoids that we can go and pick up at 12:15, but we need to be on the road really at the latest at 1 p.m. That's for the E90. It's going to be madness. That car is... We dragged it on Thursday night, and it's still doing a 13-second quarter. So it's not like terribly slow. That's 13 seconds on the street, but it's just not as fast as it should be. So we can run that car if we need to. It's just not right. It's peaking at 14 psi where it should be 23 or 24 is what we want to shoot for.
Yeah, so basically we're going to get it 100% ready to go, ready to leave, and then pick up the boost solenoids, put them in. Hopefully that fixes everything and it's hitting its target boost and it's quick as hell.
Good to go. We should add, we have checked everything that we can check from blow-off valves. It doesn't have any vacuum leaks. We checked the canisters. We've spent hours diagnosing that car. I thought I had spare boost solenoids from my parts car, but I must have lent them to someone. They've gone. Again, that was half an hour scrummaging through the container of parts trying to find stuff. The last 3 or 4 days it's just been a nightmare. We must apologise for the lack of content, but we have been trying. My car, again, I've got a load of footage on it, but it now has the Hillside diff brace on it. So that is the Hillside diff brace mounted up. Now, Shane hasn't got the hardware sorted yet. This is actually the test brace, the brace he used to do the testing with. I just put some black paint on it. The proper ones will be powder coated, but it'll be good to see how it works. The other thing I'm going to do while I got the car on the hoist is fit some subframe bushing inserts. So hopefully, it's just a matter of undoing the 4 main subframe bolts, drop that cradle down a bit, and get these inserts put in. How hard could it be? And second update, and I haven't been filming much because it's just a bit of a rush today again, but we've got the polyurethane subframe bushing inserts now in place, and I had to do it on the floor because we needed that to support the diff, and that was really fun, all that stuff falling on me. But I think this car is good to go. The only thing I'm now freaking out about is the alignment because I've had the subframe off, so I might see if I can try and get alignment done in the morning. I mean, I'm not going to try and break any records. We're just having some fun tomorrow. It'll probably still go in a straight line enough, but geckos look rusty. All right, better get it all back together, I guess. I think we did mention in the last video about these wheels, didn't we? Yeah, we did.
Yes, because you were going to get the guards rolled.
So I've got the inner guards back in, taking it for a drive. She does scrub when I hit a bump, going a bit too quick, but I think it's going to be fine for the track. I did do a practice launch yesterday, no scrubbing, so we should be good at the track, although it's raining. Aside from that, this car had a full service yesterday, including a transmission, engine, new air filters. Just gave it a bit of a birthday, really, because this car has not had much love this year. Sent a log off to JSR. He's checked it over, and no issues with this at all. It has really been a good car this year. However, JSR did say, do I want to wind it up? Because it's still running that gentle sort of tune. We're only targeting 25 PSI. It's still fast. It's a fast car when you've got it on E50, E60, but there is a lot more in it. It's not wound up as much as it used to be. I've said no, because it's still got standard axles in, and I'm really worried about snapping an axle. I do not want to snap an axle down at QR on the track.
The fact you snapped an axle
on the street
with street tires, and now you've got 295 semi-slicks on a prep surface, even though you've got that sick diff brace,
it's still it's a very good possibility I'm going to snap an axle if I try and launch hard. And if I'm going to need to launch hard to get my 60 foot down to like a 2 second, which is what we need to do if we want to get into those 10-second numbers at the quarter mile. And other news on this car, it did get a massive birthday present, which I've just bolted on with my rusty bolts. Got a set of genuine 437M wheels, so they're going to be my new daily wheels. Looks like we're going to be able to run the coils when we're doing any track work, so that's awesome. But these are now lightweight, genuine forged wheels, so hopefully that might be a bit of a saving over the Chinese specials that were on the car. And I got to say, I quite like it.
They look sick, but the fact they're actually really light as well is extra bonus.
Yeah, I can't remember if I mentioned it to you, but when we put the coils on Declan's car, we weighed those wheels, and they actually weigh the same as the coils, so that's pretty damn good.
Yeah, it's amazing.
All right, so this car, I was going to go and do a quick log just to make sure that it runs all right with these wheels on it, and just run it through the gears, but it's now wet, and I won't be able to accelerate. Oh my God, what a mess of a friggin' prep it's just been. An absolute nightmare trying to get these two cars ready. We're still going to trailer this one down because, again, I'm genuinely concerned about snapping an axle, but Dave's going to drive that one. It's got potential to run 12s. It's got potential to be high 11s if we can get it to actually get some boost. Oh my God. Guys, wish us luck. This is, it's not been too stressful. It's just been a lot of
messing around.
A lot of messing around, unsuspecting problems. Everything takes much longer than it should. And even though we started that thing on Tuesday, it literally only come off the hoist Thursday night, and now, well, it was on the hoist last night trying to work out problems. It's been a killer. Sorry for the lack of videos.
But it's sort of what you got to expect when you're playing with N54s and trying to take them racing. Nothing ever goes to plan. Hope for the best, but expect the worst.
Yeah. Alright guys, a quick update on why there's been no videos. We're going to head to the track. I just checked the weather actually about an hour ago, and storms are forecast at 3 PM.
Useless.
Test and tune is supposed to start at 4. So if we drive to Willowbank again and it's fucking cancelled, I'm going to be so happy. It's been fun.
Wish the weather gods luck.
Alright guys, thanks for watching. Quick update, we're still alive. It's just been a crazy week trying to get things done. Keep it on top of the website orders and even bookkeeping. Starting bookkeeping this week. Don't have a business, guys.
Let's go racing.